What's up, everybody? Welcome to State of the WWE, episode 129, spanning over 10 years. It's great to still be doing this. Luke brought it up earlier. I mean, I was going to go live anyway, but I didn't know what to do, so it makes for a good, after WrestleMania, I always like to do a State of the WWE. And later on this week, we'll do a State of All Wrestling. State of Wrestling, episode 20 or so. Let me see. The audio is all jacked up because Rumble is borrowing my audio. So let me just try to fix that Rumble audio, because that's irritating the hell out of me. Where is it? Let's see. We got to... Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Now we should be louder. Okay, that was way too soft. I hate when you give control the device is a control or whatever. Oh my god, they automatically change it. And there's no way to like stop it from changing the audio, I don't think. But maybe if I switch it to XSplit, it will stop messing with my audio. I hate that when it does that, though. That drives me nuts. I'm like, don't touch my audio settings. Don't touch my audio volume. And it does. It starts messing with it, and I don't like it. Don't like it. Stop doing that. All right, I think I fixed it. How's everybody doing tonight? It is April 22nd, the night after the Raw, after WrestleMania, night 2, night 1, and, the entire week. So, how great is that? We're live on multiple locations. We're live on Joe Cronin Show on YouTube. We're also live on Evil Spectrum 3, the gaming channel on YouTube. And we are also live on Rumble. So wherever it is you're visiting us from, thanks for being here as we slowly roll into this show. Wherever you're watching us, if you can hit all the like things and buttons and all that craziness. Thank you. All right. We got some audio. We got a lot of audio, to be honest. Here's Paul Heyman at the roast. You hear this?
You're sitting here just sucking the maggot goo out of Tony's fucking dick, dripping it all over yourself, and sucking his ass. You can be up here in front of wrestling fans, but you can't sell out the fucking joint unless you're back riding on Tony fucking Hinchcliffe, who back rides on Joe fucking Rogan. Out to the Puerto Rico. Closely, of course, is up here. I don't know if he's a Mexican or a Cuban who pretends to be fucking Puerto Rican.
That's pretty funny.
Jokes about Puerto Rico.
There's some pretty funny little clips floating around. Some are really funny. Some are, are just like whatever. It just sounds like people crapping on each other, which is, that's a roast for you. And Paul Heyman's pretty funny. Thought everything was kind of funny. I don't think the crowd was that lit, but it was like pretty good. But I didn't really hear. I don't know. There's a lot of people saying it was really good. There was a lot of people saying it was terrible. I mean, it seems like it's become a little bit political, though, because a lot of people that didn't go there are on there saying, oh, these guys were terrible and it was what a bomb. And those people tend to be like very left-leaning liberal people, and so they don't like the Tony Hinchcliffe group and the Joe Rogans and all them. But then I see other people saying it was so awesome and stuff like that, and then, they're typically the people who like that stuff anyway. They're already fans of the whole deal, so, I don't know. I guess it's become kind of political, unfortunately. I don't know what to tell you about it, but it does seem like they've kind of turned it quite a bit political as far as the roast goes. So, I mean, I would expected it to have been pretty decent. Like, I don't know, but you can go, a roast or Tony Hinchcliffe has been going kind of every way, right? There's some times where it's not just him, it's really his crew and him and everybody. Sometimes he creates an atmosphere of really funny shit. Other times it's pretty good, and then sometimes it's bad. You know what I mean? And I think, that's something that I've done here for years on YouTube. Whenever I put together a crew of different people and we come together and do a show, sometimes monetize this is really entertaining for like 6 hours, and it's really good. And it has serious moments, funny moments. It's got everything. It's very memorable. Then there's other times where we're all just kind of like, and it's a forgettable episode. Then other times it's a mediocre one. It's just kind of goes, all over the place. And I think that that's what a lot of these roasts have been like for him, or not even roasts. They're really just the, I don't know, like the, what are you trying to say? God, what was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought because I saw a funny meme that somebody sent me, and now I was trying to think of a way to like incorporate it, and now I lost it. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into this what's going on here. The Rock, I made a video earlier. You heard me. The Rock, this is just crazy to me that The Rock got involved like this. Now, this is getting really intricate and really weird, right? The Rock essentially, like, let's just go over what happened last year, right? The Rock tried to get involved and was like, hey, it's going to be me and Roman. Everybody wants that. Let's do me and Roman. And Triple H was kind of like, yeah, but, we got this, like, Cody Rhodes story, and, he's going to finish the story and all this stuff. Like, that's kind of what, we were thinking about doing. But, yeah, I mean, if you want to come in and do Roman, I mean, man, that would be a mega match. We could do that, too. And basically, Triple H was a bit reluctant, but knew that if The Rock was willing to wrestle Roman, that they had to do it, and The Rock wanted to do it, so we're going to do it. And so Triple H said, well, all right, I guess, we're going to do it if you're going to come in and do this. And then, The Rock went out there, and then the people lost their minds. All the Cody Crybabies came out. Cody Crybabies went crazy. And The Rock, in his own brain, decided, you know what? This is what they really want. Fuck. I mean, I'm going to step back and not do it. And it ended up being a great decision. This year, practically the same thing happened again. The Rock was begged to come in. Please, we need to sell tickets. John Cena, heel turn. They pitch him the whole deal. He's like, yeah, I'll come in and help you guys with that. Comes in, says the soul thing and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden, The Rock says, you know what? I love doing that. That was great. But at this point, they've really got to go tell this story themselves. Make it about Cena and Cody. Don't make it about me. I'm going to step back. I'm not going to get involved in it anymore. I think people just want to see that, so I'm going to step away. That was a wrong decision, right? So that ends up to me being a wrong decision. So last year, The Rock made the right decision after making the wrong decision, and this year he made the right decision and then at the end made the wrong decision. And in the meantime, this is all being asked of The Rock by other people who are obviously in charge of the WWE and who run WWE, like I don't know the people's names anymore. Amari somebody and somebody and KANE, and there's a million other rich corporate people now involved, and maybe The Rock even. I don't know. All kinds of people involved. But it feels like these creative minds, there's so many cooks in the kitchen. It's like, maybe let's try that. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not do that. Oh, let's try that now. Let's back off this. Let's do that. And there's just so many cooks in the kitchen. And here's the thing, guys. You have to admit, it ended up working out last year. All of the creative minds and the cooks in the kitchen, they ended up filtering each other out and eventually getting to the point of agreeance of doing what they did last year at WrestleMania. But this year at WrestleMania, this time it didn't work. There were too many cooks in the kitchen, and ultimately this time it hurt them. It didn't hurt them last year. It did this year. It almost hurt them last year, but I don't think The Rock understands that the people he already was part of the story. Once you insert yourself like that, you now need to be part of the story because you already are. You need to finish off that story. And if The Rock wanted to be out of the picture, then he should have written himself out of the picture. He shouldn't have just stepped aside and then just gone silent. We don't know what's going on. Because people expected that. And, this is the difference with Vince not being there. With Vince being there, Vince is going to say what's going on, and that's it. Here's what we're doing. Shut up. This is what we're doing. That's it. And yeah, there's going to be a collaboration with people behind the scenes, and they're going to figure things out if they can or not. But ultimately, Vince is going to make a decision. But in these situations, what's happening is, you're getting The Rock putting information in collaboration. You're getting Triple H putting input in collaboration. You're getting some of those other Amari or whatever his name is, and just other people putting their hats in as well. And so many people stirring the pot around until the wheel finally lands on something. And that's sort of what happens in AEW. That happens in a way too, where Tony Khan lets the wrestler decide, and then Tony Khan ultimately makes the decision, but kind of puts it in the wrestler's home, or Tony Khan comes up with it, pitches it to the wrestler. It's one of those two things that seemingly happens in AEW. So, AEW, Tony Khan, it's more old school, but a lot of the times it's the wrestlers coming up with these ideas and things. WWE now, it's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things. But when it comes to WrestleMania, for some reason, all of a sudden The Rock pops in and gets involved, which is fine. But, again, like I said, The Rock made a great decision last year, and it turned out beautifully. This year, The Rock made a decision to pull out, and that was a mistake. And the crazy thing is, The Rock didn't like this year's WrestleMania build. The Rock didn't like it. We played the clip on my other video. I played it for you. The Rock said, I not what I would have done. I would have finessed some things a different way. That is the nicest way that The Rock could have possibly said that he didn't like it or that it wasn't done right. The Rock can't come out and say it wasn't done right or can't come out and say that was garbage. But The Rock said he didn't. He would have done things a little differently to finesse the build of WrestleMania. And, I mean, like I said, that is the nicest way of saying, didn't like that. I don't like that. So that's not good. That is not good. Nick Khan and Triple H are on just a tour of Damage Control. It's sad to see in some ways. Nick Khan and Triple H were doing press, like they did last year. The difference is, last year, Nick Khan and Triple H doing press, they were like, everything was all happy and go lucky, and this is great, and how amazing is everything. This year, Triple H was attacking journalist people, YouTubers, critics. They were going after Tony Khan. I think it was Nick Khan that said, we do respect, what Tony Khan's father is able, I give him credit for using his money to create that company or whatever. And they basically, in a statement said that they don't respect Tony Khan whatsoever. They think he's a loser. And they sort of acknowledged Tony Khan's father. And they basically, crapped on Tony Khan, and they sort of praised the father, and that's it. WWE is obviously, just furious. WWE is furious that that AEW is driving up the price in the contract negotiations. AEW is costing WWE a lot. If you're a $10 patron, you should be able to have the VIP Discord access. I'll send out the link again, Mag, on Patreon. In just a few minutes, I'll send it out on Patreon. Not only will you have the access to the Discord, but you'll also have the VIP access. If you're a $10 patron, you will see that posted in just a little while then. All $10 patrons will see that post on Patreon. So I'll put that out there for you guys. I didn't know that. It's been a while since I posted that. But I will do that. So that's the issue there. They talked to him about whether or not the WWE has a rivalry, and talked about AEW being a number 2, and then Nick Khan from WWE said we're always the underdog. He started talking about how WWE is always the underdog in everything, and there's always problems, and the WWE is always up an uphill battle against everybody. And they're an underdog. And that's just crazy. Do you not think I saw what you just did? Why are you doing that? Don't do that to him. I said to stop it. You sat on him. Sorry, I had to yell at my daughter. Marvelous, how you doing, man? Thank you for checking out the Rumble stream. Let's see. So, it's just embarrassing at this point. I think it's weird how the WWE last year, coming off of Mania, they were riding high. And things were going uphill, uphill, uphill. It's all going up. It's all great. It's going uphill. Boom, 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 boom. And it's crazy how we're a year later and we got Nick Khan saying that the WWE are underdogs and fighting an uphill, unbelievable battle against everything. We got Triple H calling out podcasts, journalists, and critics saying, oh, man, it was so much better, though, when the WWE, when everybody didn't know it was fake. And then yet Triple H is doing press conferences about it being fake. And then Triple H is promoting Unreal, WWE Unreal. So, you know, I got to be honest, man. The WWE is becoming very unlikable very quickly all of a sudden. It's weird. They were riding high, killing it. And suddenly they're creating their own negativity out of nowhere for no real reason. It's crazy how much they've just created their own negativity. Like, they're doing this to themselves. Nobody else is doing this. They can only hurt themselves. They were destroying AEW. They're destroying everybody. They're up against it? What are you talking about? They're fucking delusional, retarded. Like, they're saying shit that's fucking unbelievable and stupid. Like, I mean, dude, you cannot argue that they're saying shit that is stupid and unbelievable. Triple H saying this stuff about kayfabe and then being mad at the journalists and being mad at critics. I mean, over at this, like, what do you, because they're butthurt? What, because your build sucks this year? Because you didn't do a good enough job. And maybe part of that is because The Rock's got his hands in it. You've got your hands in it. There's a bunch of brass people put their hands into it. And you mailed the build-up wasn't that great. The Rock just told you it wasn't. How funny is that? And is that The Rock taking shots at them, kind of? To say, like, yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that. I mean, if I was involved, it would have been better. Basically, that's what The Rock said. That's fucking monumental. Like, how is... No, everybody should be talking about this. Everybody should be talking about the fact that last year, The Rock had an idea. It wasn't what people wanted. He backed off, and they did the best thing they could have done, and it was amazing. Now, this year, The Rock was brought in. He did something that was pretty awesome, and then he backed off because he felt like he should back off. That wasn't the right decision. Everybody's mad about it, and then the build to WrestleMania happens, and it's really not that great, and then The Rock himself today comes out and says that's not the way he would have done it. He would have finessed it. In the end, it was great at the very end and how, you know, Cena, and that was great. But yeah, the lead up is not how I would have done it. So The Rock thinks the build sucked. The people think the build sucked. And now, and Triple H is out there talking shit about critics and people everywhere. And Nick Khan is out there pissed off saying they're up against it and we're the underdogs to AEW and everybody. Like, what are you talking about? They're losing their fucking minds. You got Stone Cold running into people with an ATV. I mean, like, this is just off the charts at this point. Like, what's being done is crazy funny. Like, this is monumental. Like, there should be the all-day streams, people talking and breaking down and criticizing this. You haven't had such... Dude, I'm so mad that I was busy this morning because I would have been making videos starting at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. The minute that The Rock got done with Pat McAfee, I would have been online going crazy. And when you add it all up with Nick Khan and Triple H and everybody else, it's screaming this. I don't know if The Rock purposely tried to fuck up WrestleMania. I don't know if this was Triple H and the other guys. I don't know if this was just an honest mistake by The Rock. I mean, that's what I think it was. I think it's just The Rock thought, okay, I should back off now and let them do it. And I don't want to make everybody it about me or whatever. I guess. Was that a mistake? I don't know. Actually, no, it was a mistake because it didn't work out. But was that really The Rock's call? Did somebody pressure The Rock into moving away? I don't know. But it didn't work. It wasn't good. You know what I mean? I don't know. Apple juice.
Super chat party.
Botch Club.
Hi Joe, Cronin Nation. Must see my Mania Week posts.
Oh boy. The Botch Club on Instagram. Over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Get your hair stuck in that. And we'll check them out.
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
My life was in danger.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
This is my first donation. You know my fiance, D. Welsh. I feel bad setting a donation limit for him, so thought I'd help a little. Glad to meet you all. Hope you had a good Easter and pleasant weekend. Gotta go.
All right, Mary. Thank you for stopping by, I guess. Shout out to D. Welsh. Botch Club on Instagram. I cannot show any of these videos, Botch Club, because they will get hit. I've already had stuff get copywritten and stuff, so I can't show any of these. But you guys can view them on Botch Club's
Duncachino?
Instagram.
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name?
Duncachino.
It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
Wow, Bryce Blackwell.
I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
There's a lot of backstage drama, reports say, between The Rock, Triple H, etc. Bailey drama, the new Ajax roast. It's getting crazy. Joe, WWE has hit a wall. Emo, too much corporate BS, not about wrestling.
Yeah. And I think it tones down after WrestleMania, because pretty much kind of after WrestleMania, nobody cares anymore. It's like The Rock comes in at WrestleMania and cares a lot, but he didn't care before as much. And so nothing. It's not really a problem. But when all the cooks get in the kitchen, they can't seemingly quite agree on everything, and that obviously becomes a problem. And yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue for WWE. It's an issue for a lot of people. And you know, we were really graced with a lot of drama and facts today by The Rock and what he said on Pat McAfee's show. I mean, that
New subscriber.
it's crazy.
You fucking mark!
Guys, follow Botch Club on Instagram. You gotta go follow Botch Club. Over 100,000 now. Raccoon Fury Gaming, thank you for the for subbing. What's up? Let's check out the clip of The Rock here. We got it. We played it earlier today, but it's just wild.
This is not going to work for me. I don't even know if I have a future in pro wrestling.
Oh, that's not even it.
And I
Hold
didn't
on,
know
that's
what I
not
was
the
going to
clip.
do. I just knew this is not going to work for me. I don't even know if I have a.
That's not going to work for me, brother. No, this is the clip. This is the clip.
I knew then the best thing for the final boss. We've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call. I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul. No, let's let them do what they do. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss.
Yeah, but the problem is you already did make it about that. You made it about that at Elimination Chamber. That's all anybody could think about. Like, what?
Boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the
It was just beginning.
greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel back in the 90s. I said, this is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now, let's build. You guys go. And I knew then the best thing for the final boss. We've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call. I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul. No, let's let them do what they do. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss.
Yeah, but the problem is you already did make it about that. You made it about that at Elimination Chamber. That's all anybody could think about. Like, what?
Boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the.
It was just beginning. I mean, I don't know if this is like a lie from The Rock, that maybe other people stepped in and said, we don't like this. Maybe John Cena stepped in and said, I don't like the soul thing. I don't want to do
wrestling
this.
Shows for over
I don't
30
know,
years.
but it doesn't make
Never
sense.
In all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Luke Rojas is in danger. Massive fire is spreading towards his home. Please, if anyone can get to monetize this champion, please hurry.
Oh, God.
My God. The humanity. Damn you, Hulk Hogan. We need help here now. Please, God.
Imagine if it was Hogan setting his place on fire. Well, speaking of that, hopefully Rojas makes it through that fire. Speaking of that, we have a little bit of a clip from Rojas. Let's listen to that now.
So they've finally retired the Universal Championship.
This is crazy because Luke Rojas brought this up all week. Have you seen that the Universal title is still on the WWE website? That's still how it's referred to with Cody Rhodes. And so anyway, he was saying this for 2 weeks, so this is pertinent here. If you guys want to donate to the stream, welcome to the State of the WWE episode 129. Click the link pinned to the top of the chat. And if you want to donate, Streamlabs, we'll put your name up top here. We got a $10 guy we're going to put up here in a minute. In fact, who was it real quick before we play Luke Rojas? It was Bryce. OG Bryce Blackwell, man. Love you, Bryce. Did we answer his question? There's a lot of drama. Yeah, he did say that. We're going to get to some of this, Bryce. So let's play the Luke clip.
After well over a year of it still being active after Roman Reigns lost it, the championship is now officially vacated. But some strange things have happened on the website with the lineage of the title. So for the past year, since Cody Rhodes won the championship at WrestleMania 40, he was recognized as both the WWE champion and the Universal champion. Now, the reason why they didn't originally vacate the Universal title was so that Roman Reigns' championship reign could continue and they didn't really have to technically start over. So that's the only reason why the championship was still there at all at that point, because it already had been turned into one belt, which looks like shit, by the way. I hate that belt. But anyway, now Cody Rhodes... So Cody Rhodes for the past year had been recognized as both WWE and Universal Champion. Now Cody Rhodes' name has been kind of scrubbed from the Universal Championship history books, and he's no longer there. And the last champion recognized is Roman Reigns, and his title reign... His title reign ended at WrestleMania 40. That's where the championship lineage ends, which is strange. I don't think I've ever seen them do that, where they just actively retcon a title lineage, but I guess they did it because of what everybody was saying, how this would technically make John Cena an 18-time world champion if he were to win the WWE Championship, the undisputed title, because they were still recognizing it as two titles. But what's even stranger is, even though the Universal Championship has officially been retired, it's still, for some dumb fucking reason, the first title that pops up on the website when you look up WWE Championships. Why is that? I just don't understand it. This is going to drive me nuts. It's been like this for so many years. The WWE title is the most important title. Why is that not the first thing to pop up? It's been some time now. It's been quite some time now. Just put it as the first championship that pops up and put the Universal title somewhere else, probably far away from all the other championships. Put it where the World Heavyweight Championship is, the original lineage. Put that there, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Universal title. I'm sorry. I still have resentment for that championship all these years later. I hate the name. I hate the design for the belt. I just hate how lazy that championship is. It just gives me so many bad memories of when it was introduced. I want to stop looking at it. I get it. Roman had the title reign. That's great. I understand that. He made that title more important then the WWE title at some point. But then when it was unified with the WWE title, we just called him the WWE champion. The Universal title should have just been dropped from the get-go, but I get it. You want to keep his title reign, whatever. But I don't want to see it anymore. Enough. Stop putting it as the most important championship on the website. And, talking about this, I've realized a few things. One, I'm a complete loser. And two, I'm wasting my life.
Oh, man. That's funny. That is funny. So there you go. Kind of came true with what, Luke Rojas had been talking about, and then they made these adjustments on the WWE website. Literally, after him saying all of this stuff the other day, then it actually came to fruition. So that was kind of crazy. That actually happened, that it actually went down like that. I'm just blown away by what The Rock said. We have other angles of Stone Cold Steve Austin, too, running into that barricade. And, man, he pushed it aside. Like, it got pushed. It did get pushed in pretty hard, which could have taken a few, drinks over, or maybe hit someone's foot really badly. Things like that could have happened for sure. Could the lady be hurt? Maybe. WWE rumor is that they are concerned about being sued, that there is something that they're worried about with that. Obviously, people think Austin was drunk before he even came out there. So there's that. Pat McAfee did a good job with, The Rock this morning, I think, on the show. Although Pat McAfee usually sucks on his interviews, quite honestly, a lot of times. He just kind of talks weird, talks over them, keeps asking questions after he asked a question over somebody without letting them finish answering. He tries to finish their answer. Pat McAfee is an awful interviewer. Like, he really is. He's a bad interviewer. He's a fun reaction guy when he's streaming live or doing a show and giving his opinion on stuff, and when he does skits and stuff. Great with that. He's a really bad interviewer, though. And but luckily, it's like some of these guests, they're just too big to fail, on his show. So they end up still being good or good interviews, and they come on and they deliberately want to deliver, certain information. WWE SmackDown viewership increased the other day. Of course it did. We're WrestleMania time. SmackDown and Raw numbers have gone up a little bit. Obviously, to me, that's expected. WWE is so bitter towards AEW. They did not let Sting induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. Lex Luger obviously said he wanted Sting to do it. The WWE didn't even bother reaching out to Tony Khan, AEW, Sting, or anybody. They just treated it immediately like, well, fuck them. They don't exist. Absolutely no. That's not happening. So, there you go. Obviously, The Rock confirmed on the Pat McAfee show that the Elimination Chamber appearance was done just to boost ticket sales, which is why none of it made sense, which is why, The Rock wants your soul, Cody Rhodes. It went nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere, and everybody wanted it to continue. It was part of the story as far as wrestling fans were as far as wrestling fans were concerned, or most wrestling fans were concerned. The Rock wants your soul was a part of the story, and that part was left off, and like an injured person. Like, it was very bizarre. And people feel dissatisfied with that, and that's part of what felt hollow. And I understand The Rock's theory, though, that, like, hey, I'll just let John Cena and Cody do this. Because you would think that that's all you would need. Heel John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I mean, that should be all you need. I think The Rock meant well in what he said. I'm going to believe that. But it was a mistake. Because you're involved yourself with the story majorly, and then suddenly backed off. And I just think he didn't understand. Either he didn't understand, somebody else didn't want him to do it, or I don't know why. But to me, it's obviously a mistake. And man, Triple H and Nick Khan is pissed. Like, they're mad at everybody. They're flipping out on.
I've been going to wrestling shows
on everybody.
For over
They're
30
just
years.
mad.
Never in all that time have I ever felt until last Sunday that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
You dumb marks thought that was a good draw. I've been a part of the biggest shows ever with real talent and real fans. Me and the boys knew how to win over the crowd. Us legends all agree that last night was garbage. But you marks know nothing. Pathetic.
There you go. Ryan Reeves. Finish it. Thank you, Ryback, Ryan Reeves, for that riveting, absolutely riveting take. Let's get a take from Russo.
Blow me, eat me, lick me, whatever you want to do with me, bro.
All right. All right, Vince. Let's wait one more time.
Blow me, eat me, lick me, whatever you want to do with me, bro.
I mean, that's a song right there. Blow me, eat me, whatever you want to do with me. That's a song. Vince Russo is writing lyrical magic, and I'm not so sure he even realizes it.
I mean,
It's almost like this clip.
might have grazed him, but I don't think he broke anything at all. Nerve so much.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wish I could choke you out, but I wouldn't stop until you were dead. Yeah.
So
I kind of wish I could choke you out, but I wouldn't stop until you were dead.
I mean, that's an amazing take by Luke. And Luke has another amazing take here. Let's go into more of Luke's amazing takes. Listen to this. Another amazing take from Luke Rojas, the Monetize This champion.
Yo, so I didn't really get to talk about WrestleMania last night because I passed out. I mean, I said a few things, but didn't really say much. So I really liked the Triple Threat Women's match. Just thought that, even though it kind of started off sloppy first and the build-up for this match was absolutely dreadful, they really all just went out there and killed it. Had one of the best WrestleMania openers that I can remember. I think always the best one that comes to like mind for like the modern WrestleManias, like the past like 10, 15 years that I always have come to mind is AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. I'd say this was about as good as of like for an opener of WrestleMania. I'd say this is just as good as that. Not really happy that Io Sky won because I actually wanted Bianca to turn heel and have Naomi help her win, but whatever. Either way, great match. Really liked the what actually happened after that. I can't remember. I know there was the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental title. I really liked that, even though the ending was the exact same way. It was the exact same ending as basically the Triple Threat match, but this time they swapped it with, like Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Very, very good, fast-paced match. Like that it didn't overstay its welcome. Much like the match that I'm now remembering was the second match of the night, which was Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, which, they got some good moves in. We didn't have to waste so much time on it, and it was a nice, fun match. Fun, gimmick match to break up the monotony of the multi-man matches that we were getting, or the regular matches we were getting. So I liked it. I didn't really care for the Randy Orton and Joe Hendry stuff. I thought, I don't know, I just thought it was a waste of time, in my opinion. I like Joe Hendry enough, and I just thought that made him look really bad. And it just makes the WWE seem like they're shitting on TNA more than they need to, especially when it's supposed to be a deal. So yeah, whatever. Then we got, I think that the show really started to take a kind of a drop in quality once we got to the AJ Styles versus Logan Paul match, which was hyped up in this promo package that they play before this match. It's hyped up like it's going to be this 5-star fucking match. It's going to be the match of a generation. And, I think that's what everybody kind of was looking forward to. It was expecting. And we were all kind of forgiving the fact that the build-up for this match had been cheeks, ass cheeks, bad, smelly fucking ass cheeks. Just not good at all. Because we're well, it's going to be AJ Styles, Logan Paul. These two are going to have a great match. And what they had was a very decent match. never kicked into second gear, never got to that next level of excitement, and it just really felt like a waste of time. It felt like this whole feud was thrown together because someone was like, heard the fact that people were like, we don't want to see AJ versus Braun, we want to see AJ versus Logan. And then now they're just like, well, now we're going to use AJ versus Logan as a stepping stone for a Karrion Kross and AJ Styles feud, which, you know, I don't think was necessary. I really just wanted to see these two have a great match and kill it. I don't think we needed another fucking weirdo, false, you know, like, iffy finish. Yeah, Logan didn't entirely cheat, but he got help because AJ was distracted. So it's just, I don't think we needed to have all that shit. I think we could have just had one person go over clean. I wish it was AJ, because I think he really did need a victory, especially after coming back from this injury. You know, he lost the Cody feud. I think he would have really benefited from having a win here. But I mean, I think also that they're kind of focusing on Logan Paul being the next guy to be the World Heavyweight Champion. I see him taking the World Heavyweight title from Jey Uso, whether that's Money in the Bank, SummerSlam. I see that happening in the foreseeable future. I would not have any doubt in my mind if the end of 2025 Logan Paul is the World Heavyweight Champion. So maybe that's why they had him win. But just the match never really got into that next level, area. It just never quite got it. And that's kind of shitty. It really sucks, because AJ kind of has this track record with WrestleMania matches that are just whatever when they're supposed to be great. Then we had the women's tag team title match. Becky Lynch made a surprise return. I kept thinking like Becky was going to turn on Lyra. But I guess I'm glad to see Becky get a win. I mean, I'm glad to see her back too. I did miss her, and I'm glad that she's going to be apparently back for good. Because I think the women's division does need Becky. But yeah, I don't really care that her and Lyra are tag team champions. I don't really think that does anything for anybody. So yeah, that's really everything before the main event, right? That's everything that happened. Oh, and Stone Cold crashing his fucking 4x4, whatever the fuck that thing is called, the AUV, or what are those fucking things called? A four-wheeler? I don't know. Whatever the fucking thing that he drives around all the time at WrestleMania, we won't be seeing it again, that's for sure, because he crashed into a fucking ring post or barricade, and a fan apparently got hit or pretended to get hit. I don't know. She's going to be walking away with a shit ton of money, though, probably. And Stone Cold might not be seen for a while on WWE television. And then we had the main event of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Very mediocre main event. I just have to say that. I really love Cody Rhodes. John Cena is a legend, but this was just not the best match these two could have had. Or maybe it was. Maybe John Cena just, can't quite do it as he used to be able to do it. Either way, I'm just not that pleased with the match that we got. Felt like it, there was moments where it got kind of, hot and where I kind of got invested. But as soon as Travis Scott came out, he killed whatever momentum the match had. And they just telegraphed the ending so much. Well, here's the thing. At first I thought someone's turning, or there's going to be like a double turn, because Cena's like smiling because Travis Scott is coming out. I'm like, oh, John Cena's smiling, so you're going to think Travis Scott is here to help him. Then the Rock's music's going to play, and you're going to think that they're here to help Cena, but actually Cody turned, or actually Seth is coming out. I didn't know what was going to happen. And instead it was just, no, Travis Scott is here, and he's going to help Cena cheat and win. And just the way that it's such a telegraphed, big moment that it didn't really feel big at all. It's just, there's the moment. Travis Scott is coming out to help John Cena. And you're like, okay, well, what else? No, that's it. Oh. And yeah, John Cena wins. He's 17-time world champion, even though he's technically an 18-time world champion because the WWE has still not just like fucking defunct the Universal title lineage. It still continues. So now John Cena is an 18-time world champion, but they'll only call him a 17-time world champion, even though their website says otherwise. Yeah, just not very happy with WrestleMania season. Not really happy with the WrestleMania, both nights of the WrestleMania show. I just, yeah, I don't really see anything getting better anytime soon with the booking and the writing. I hope I'm proven wrong, but this has been just kind of a slog of a season to get through, and the end result was not something that I think was worth the wait. You know, I could be a lot angrier on this shit, and maybe I should be, and maybe I will be later on tonight on Joe's show, on the Raw review. But right now, I'm just fed up with it. You know, this was not a great WrestleMania, not a good WrestleMania. I'd say it was a solid 5 out of 10, like the definition of an underwhelming show, an unremarkable show. So yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's Luke Rojas. My computer froze up in a weird way. I don't even know if we're still live. Hopefully we are. My computer's been breaking for quite a while now. It's really bad right now. I think we're still on. And you heard all of that, I believe. But, yeah, there you go. There's Luke's brief take. Now, we heard some of that the other day from Luke. He did get into some of that. Not all of it, but some of it.
New subscriber.
You fucking mark!
Eric Earnhard, James Harlan. Thank you for subbing to the channel. Boy, do I like that name. You know, where'd you get that one? That's a good one. But interesting. Fan got a kill from Nick Khan that night allegedly. What does that mean? Nick Khan said somebody got killed? Oh, where can you listen to the WWE Roast? I don't know. I've only found some clips of it online. I don't think it was broadcast anywhere. And honestly, I thought there was going to be clips of it popping up everywhere. I thought the WWE themselves was going to share it, but they really haven't shared it at all. I haven't seen it anywhere or nothing about it other than like some people, you know, making it political, sharing clips of it and then giving their opinions on it. But their opinions seem to be kind of based on their own politics, not on what exactly happened. But most people have just been like, it wasn't good. So, but that's it. I don't know anything else about it. I haven't heard anything else about it or other than some clips of some people that were there that were involved. You know, and so I'm surprised. I really am. I'm surprised that there hasn't been more info on it, more content. Yeah, it's really been underwhelming as far as the content provided, to be honest. I'm pretty taken back and shocked by that. I for sure thought there was going to be more. So, that is what it is, as far as that goes. I thought we'd have more. But the WWE is in some trouble right now with the way people are seeing this, I think. I think The Rock needs to come back and really finish off the Soul thing in a good way. I have the perfect way of finishing it off. I think it's the most obvious thing that you could do in a way. I don't know if it's the most obvious thing, but to me, it's like an obvious thing that you do. And I guess since I have such a small channel, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now, and You know, if I was in charge of WWE or if I was The Rock, I would just say, let's do the Star Wars ending. You know what I mean? Let's do the Star Wars ending. Why not? Wouldn't it be great to do the Star Wars ending? You have The Rock in the ring, Travis Scott. You have John Cena. And you get, you know, and I know The Rock in that clip, he said, one of the other things he said was, I don't want it to be about, you know, it's not about that I'm controlling him. It's just that you're going to get everything you want when you give me your soul, that type of thing. But I honestly think you do the Star Wars ending. I think you do the whole, hey, you know, Cody Rhodes faces the John Cena in a rematch. And basically, it would be awesome if The Rock came out and Cody Rhodes was like, I told you, Rock, I'm not going to give you my soul. You're never going to get it. It doesn't matter. I'm never going to do what you want. I'm not going to suddenly give in and I don't care. You know, that sort of thing. And it'd be really cool if The Rock was like, oh, The Rock doesn't need you to care. The Rock doesn't need you to give me your soul anymore, Cody. Because, Cody, I'm going to take it. You know, that sort of thing. And it'd be really cool if, now, they could involve Brandy and their child, which I don't know about that, right? Maybe not. But if it's just Cody, they could tie him up in the ropes. They could tie him up to something crazier than that. And The Rock and Travis Scott could start beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes. And they're beating him, and he's bleeding and all these sort of things. And then The Rock says, you know, doesn't your daughter want to grow up with a dad, Cody? You're going to give The Rock your soul tonight. I'm going to take it, rather. You don't have to give it to me. The Rock is going to take your soul. And then it would be great if right at the very end, I mean, they're really doing something crazy to Cody. I don't know what that is, whether it's chair shots, barbed wire, electrocution, whatever it is. It's savage what they're doing. Travis Scott, The Rock, and even John Cena. And John Cena, at some point, you know, he's like kind of looking at The Rock like, what are we doing? You know, like, what do you... And The Rock takes it to this scary, crazy level. And you know, they got him down, they're beating him. And it'd be great if they did the Star Wars ending where basically John Cena's Darth Vader, and he finally turns on The Rock and is like, what the fuck? You know, Cody Rhodes is like, he's bleeding, he's like, John, help me, John, blah, 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 blah. And they're zooming in on Cena's faces, and he's kind of conflicted. And he's looking at The Rock, and he's looking at Travis Scott, and he's looking at Cody, and he's doing this. And he's doing this, you know, and they're zooming in on Cena and Cody's being tortured and beaten. And finally, John Cena snaps out of it, and he FUs Travis Scott. And then The Rock, you know, his eyes bulge open, and he stares at Cena, and then Cena looks up at The Rock, and then Cena turns on The Rock. He's seen enough, right? And now John Cena starts fighting back at The Rock and beating whatever, and you got John Cena back. And because he couldn't go that far with it, you know what I mean? I just think that while that's a somewhat predictable situation, why not do the Star Wars ending? How great would have that been? Cody Rhodes is, you know, please, John, like, help. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and John Cena finally snaps out of it. Or not snaps out of it, but he kind of goes, oh, I'm not going to go that far. You know, I laid a beat down on this guy. You know, that was, you know, sold my soul, laid a beat down on this guy. But, you know, I'm not going to kill him, or I'm not going to cripple him in the ring, or I'm not going to hurt his family, or that sort of thing. You know, man, you could even involve Brandy, you know, coming down to the ring, and they've got her. And I mean, you could do so much with that, right? And then you get another few, whatever. I don't know. But it's crazy to me that they did nothing with this thing with The Rock, and that The Rock, or whoever thinks that The Rock started this story and then didn't need to be there to finish it, they're out of their minds. They think like, oh, this doesn't need to be done. This doesn't need to be finished. It needed to be finished big time. He needed to be part of it somehow. I understand what he said, though, about, like, you know, trying to stand back and let them do it. But, I mean, you're already involved. It doesn't matter now. You're already involved very heavily. I don't understand how The Rock didn't see that. I don't get it. All right. Well, I suppose that we should wrap it up. I ranted. You heard from Luke. I talked a little bit about a lot of things, about a few things, rather, that I really wanted to get off my chest. But going forward, the WWE, you know, they've just got to be, they got to be careful with that. If you're going to start something that big, you've got to finish it. You know, you can't say, well, never mind, we backed out of it. They just screwed up. That's all. They did a great job last year correcting things perfectly. Technically, they screwed up last year and then they fixed it before it was too late. This year, they started something awesome and then didn't follow through, which was a screw up, and screwed it up. They just messed up on the timing. The cooks left the turkey in the oven too long. Last year, it was just right. For whatever reason, they did it right last year. All the bobbling heads got it together the right way. This year, they didn't do that. I did it for The Rock. Well, I thank you guys for being here with me. It's obviously 9 o'clock now. There's a lot of other things happening. But thank you for being here. Hit the like button and leave comments. Let me know what you think about whatever. And, of course, join patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show if you guys can. That would help out. That'd be awesome. Much appreciated if you guys can go over there and do that. That'd be great. Thank you for that if you do it. And I really appreciate everybody being here. And, of course, everybody who donated, we got Ryan Reeves with the $3, Ocean County with the $3, Mary with the $3, Botch Club with the $1.99. Go follow Botch Club on Instagram. Over 100,000 followers rather. And the top donator, Bryce, coming in with Bryce Blackwell with the $10. He is the top dog. Thank you, Bryce, for the $10. And thank you guys for listening to this little bit of a rant. I think there's a lot more we can do in a later episode that I'll probably talk about on Patreon. Seth Rollins' faction and Paul Heyman's whatever his faction it is. Who else are going to be members of this? Who else can be members of this? Is it finally going to be done right? I think it probably will be now that Paul Heyman's involved more directly with Seth. Maybe this will be done right this time. It will stick this time. It will work out this time. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, and maybe a couple other guys. We can get this thing together and make it work. That'd be great. Let's hope that's the case. But we'll see. I'm Joe Cronin. Good luck.
I mean, he might have grazed him, but I don't think he broke anything at all. Nerve so much.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wish I could choke you out, but I wouldn't stop until you were dead.
I mean, he might have grazed him, but I don't think he broke anything at all. Nerve so much.
Yeah.
So
I kind of wish I could choke you out, but I wouldn't stop until you were dead.